hell, yo. And guess what? We're talking about the Sega Genesis, baby. Woo! And boom, it was time to be a video game fan because, yeah, Sega made an upgrade to their Sega Master System. Boom, this is a full 16-bit system, high resolution graphics, high definition. Yeah, some Sega Genesis even say high definition on it. But this one doesn't. I think they got sued or something because it's not true high definition. That was before the whole HD thing, but I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, Sega actually came out with a lot of different consoles. Here's their first one.
That's the one I had.
Yep. Awesome machine to have because you actually get to plug headphones in it. You can set up the sound. I was a huge TurboGrafx fanboy, of course you know. I got my TurboGrafx getting on because that was the system I choose over Sega Genesis. But hey, me and a friend traded, so I got a chance to play some Sega. And boom, it was an awesome system. I got to play some games like Revenge of Shinobi. I got to play air ones like, you know, Alter Beast. All those cool games. Try them out and boom, it was such a huge upgrade in graphics. The TurboGrafx 16 is awesome, don't get me wrong, but you can actually see, I don't know how detailed the characters were. Alter Beast is very, very close to the arcade game. Except for a few scaling characters and all that. You got the parallax shown in the background, well-defined, detailed, you know, sprites, and just so many enemies on screen at once. Yeah, so it was even a step up from the TurboGrafx 16 slightly. Even though the colors are kind of better on the Turbo, and still kind of a fanboy with the Turbo, you know, but I still loved it. I still love the Sega Genesis, and it made me a fan of it. So yeah, I knew I had to get one. So what do you say, Jay? What are some of the games you played?
Mostly sports. I played Sonic a lot. That's pretty much it. Streets of Rage.
Oh yeah. There was a whole bunch of sports games for Sega Genesis. Like that's another sort of genre that really elevated Sega to the next level, and that was one of their catchphrases. Welcome to the next level. Yeah, Sega does what Nintendo. And I love their ads too. They're always yelling, Sega!
Yeah.
Do it!
Or return on the game. Sega.
Oh, that was lame. You got
When
yelled.
you turn on the game, that's what they say.
Yeah, they did that with Sonic, but not with all the games. It was just that black logo with the shiny Sega logo on it.
Around.
Yeah, ear moving around or had special glitter on it. Just know this is a 16-bit system, motherfucker. Yeah, so you got yelled.
Sega!
Yeah, there we go. When this baby came out in '89, it was really getting the jump on the TurboGrafx 16, making waves, but Sega really pulled out all the stops and made sure that they get the jump on Nintendo. Because the Super Nintendo was coming around the corner. It came out in '91, and Nintendo thought, you know, Sega's not a big competitor, you know. Bend over, take it like a bit, Sega. You're gonna go down. And Sega said, you know, fuck you. We're gonna release Sonic the Hedgehog and he's gonna kick ass.
That's right.
I hope I'm not copying the nerd, yeah. No, you said that in this video. Well, I'm the Sega Genesis and I kick ass. Like, yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog came out to compete with Super Mario World, and I don't know, I take a look at Sonic the Hedgehog and it looked and sounded a lot better than Super Mario World in my opinion.
Yeah, it looks really good.
It had this very cool art style to it. It's fun, fast, easy to figure out. Super Mario World had the more in-depth gameplay, but Sonic the Hedgehog was something fresh and new. Something that a whole family could get into because you just press one button, he jumps, boom, that's all you need to know, he runs really fast.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. And look at, Sega also had the Sega CD, which came out in '92. And yeah, that was another slap in the face to Nintendo.
That's right.
Remember that ad saying, oh, you waiting for Nintendo to make one? Ooh.
Right here.
Yeah, we got Sega CD. Unfortunately, most of the games sucked shit, but
yeah.
It was still interesting to have because the games had like full motion video, true digital audio sounds. You could have more memories, so you can have more content in the games.
Okay, so what do you think the downfalls from this?
It's definitely the color palette. Like, there's only like 64 colors on the screen at once, and you could definitely see the color resolution is definitely not as good as other systems like the Super Nintendo.
That's a good point. I think one of the biggest downfall is all the plugs.
Definitely.
You have like you had the 32X, you had to have the own separate AC adapter, and to run all three, you have to have three. It's just complete bullshit. And they were big fucking bricks too. They weren't like the small ones you know, for like a laptop or something.
Yeah, I think I said this before in my Angry Video Game Nerd DVD review, that I actually had one cord sticking out from the wall, and two of them were hooked up to another outlet.
And you were worried about somebody tripping over them or something
Yeah,
like that?
two people tripped over it one time.
I don't think it was me.
No, this was in my whole house, so yeah. And yeah, it was really embarrassing. And there's just so many wireless connections you had to add to it.
Yeah.
And you only had 5 games that would actually work on this whole monstrosity of the Sega 32X, Sega CD, and the Sega Genesis.
Just keep adding shit on.
Oh yeah, you had to have prongs in the system. You had to have the right sort of connections, or you wouldn't get anything on the screen. It was just a mess. I figured
Too many add-ons.
definitely. 32X does have some good games for it. You just have to deal with a lot of shit to actually play it. And it's a shame. I figure it would be so much easier if they release these games on the Wii Virtual Console now. Of course, they'll probably crash on the Wii Virtual Console too, because I remember I played some of these games on the 32X and they would even crash on me because I don't think I set it up just perfectly like Sega wanted me to set it up. It was that bad. But the Sega CD, I think, is an underrated system. Boom, the games are cheap. There's lots of underrated classics like this awesome game Snatcher, which is like a predecessor to Phoenix Wright's games. Yeah, you got other ones like Sonic CD and all those cool ones. And here, we'll show some more Sega Genesis games. Zoom, yeah. Yeah, that was one of the first games for Sega. They're trying to introduce a new character by fucking sons. Palos, a cool little Namco shooter. This one was one of the first Namco games released for Sega Genesis after they dropped the TurboGrafx 16. Got the Streets of Rage series, the Phantasy Star role-playing games, Shining Force, cool tactical RPG, Gunstar Heroes, which some say is even better than Contra because you got guys that will punch you in the face and shoot at you. Yeah. Have you ever played that one before?
No, I know what happened.
Yeah. It's kind of a cult hit, but I played it before and it was awesome. Good 2-player action. Yeah, here's the one that really sold me on the Sega Genesis. Revenge of fucking Shinobi. Great game. Get to fight Spider-Man, Batman, Godzilla. Which is really cool, and they didn't ask for permission to have those characters in the game. Sega just did it. But the game even looks incredible. Strider, this is another big release, released in 1990. Sega really had to make a big impact saying our games are way better than original Nintendo, and this proved it right here because Strider looks like the arcade game of the same name. Remember when you bought that NES game? It looked like shit, it looked like crap, it didn't play like the arcade game. This game played like the arcade game. And Sega even released a special full megabyte cartridge to fit all that content on there. They went all out to make sure, yeah, this game is gonna rock, and it did. Thunder Force 3, great arcade shoot 'em up. Highly recommend it. Unfortunately, we got one here that didn't come out in North America. Mega Man the Wily Wars. Oh, why not, Capcom? And we got Eric ones like trucks in. Great shoot 'em up, hard as hell. So yeah, we just showed you some of the games. We love the Sonic series, Streets of Rage games, Vector Man. Yeah, and I think the Sega Genesis lasted about 9 years to 98, which is a very huge run. I give the Sega Genesis a very high 90 out of 100. 700 different games for it, tons of underrated classics, tons of great games you can find on a virtual console now. And if you can't get a virtual console, get that Sonic Ultimate Collection on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, or get the Sega Genesis for cheap. I'm pretty sure they're only going for like 20 bucks on eBay. And boom, you have great fun with it. Yeah, we got the box too. Woo! That is such a sexy box. So what do you say, Jay?
My score for the system would not going to be as high as yours.
Oh,
I'm gonna say, yeah, no kidding me. I'll say 80 out of 100.
That's still a pretty good score though. We like the Sega Genesis, and they actually have 3 different consoles. Yeah, Sega Genesis 1, Model 2, and Model 3. And there's other systems out there, like something called the XI, which I used to have. Don't anymore. I think that's too fucking nerdy. Alright, this is Star Soldier.
Cheese relaxation.
Recommend you play some Sega Genesis, if you can. Alright, over and out. Sega!